Welcome to Qigong. I am delighted that you could join me here today. And in doing this, it's no accident that you're here today. You have made a choice for yourself. And I want to say that with a capital S. We have so many demands on ourselves throughout our days and our weeks and our years. We have our family that may need us. We have work. We have our bosses and our colleagues and our partners and in and out of relationships. So many things are demanding on us coming from the outside world that it's really, really important for us to take care of ourselves. And you are doing exactly that today by cueing into this video and learning about this wonderful healing art of Qigong. My name is Michele Cunningham, and I have spent about the past year learning about Qigong. It is a practice that really, really resonated for me when I first saw it online. It just sent chills up and down my body, and I knew it was something that I had to learn more about. And I've always been interested in healing and had an experience very early on in my life, in my early 20s, where I had this issue with horrible neck pain that was really debilitating. I could barely move my neck either way. It was even hard to just drive. And I had gone to a chiropractor to try to deal with that, and he eventually took an x-ray and discovered that I had arthritis in my neck. And I was so shocked at such a young age to think that I had arthritis, which I had kind of thought of as a older person's disease. And here I was now at 20, and I thought, what kind of future is this if I've got arthritis in my neck now? He gave me a contraption that I had to hang from, and trying to separate the vertebrae, and I had to hang from a doorway with that. And it was pretty unsavory, let's just put it that way, to do that. So at the time I was taking a meditation class, and the woman who taught the class also did readings, and I decided to go and have a reading with her. And when I went and had that reading, she connected it with some past life events and said that it was related to burden. And my assignment was to go home and see how burden might be showing up in my life. Well, it didn't take me very long to figure out where burden was, and I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of that story, but I worked at relieving myself of that burden and found different strategies to do that. And when I finally did relieve myself of the burden issues, the pain in my neck disappeared. So I've never been diagnosed in any way with arthritis again. It was on the x-ray, but it's not there now. And that really taught me something about healing, that we do have the power in ourselves to heal, and also that the emotional body is another piece of our information in terms of our healing. So that was a big opening in my life, and since then I've done a lot of just personal work, learning about different healing modalities. And Qigong is the most recent and exciting one of those, so I'm just really excited to be bringing that to you today. So what is Qigong? So Qigong is an ancient Chinese healing act. It's over 5,000 years old. It's sometimes considered the grandmother of Tai Chi, which may be a martial art that you're familiar with, that is movements, but those movements, there are many more of them. It's a little more complex than Qigong. Qigong is easier and much more accessible to everyone. So it's a healing art, and what it does is it harmonizes the qi in our body. In addition to being a physical body, having a physical body, which of course we're all familiar with all the aches and pains that can come up in our lives, but in addition to a physical body, we also have, as I mentioned, our emotional body, and we also have an energy body. And that might sound a little funky to some people, like, whoa, energy body, what does that mean? Everything, even science now knows that everything is energy. And we go outside in nature and we step out the door and suddenly we can feel the energy of the outdoors. Sometimes you might go into a room where there's a number of people and you get an energy feeling about the room, whether it's positive or negative. You might meet a person who just seems to exude energy, positive energy. And sometimes that's called charisma. So you can think about it that way, that energy is going on all around us, but it's also a part of who we are. And we are all born with an energetic frequency, a vital life force energy that is part of who we are. And many of the ailments that we have in our lives, be it physical joint pain or diseases or different conditions, it's a block in our energy. Or that's the belief in this ancient Chinese medicine. These are blocks in our energy field, and Qigong is one of the ways that we can unblock those blocks in our system. Stress is a huge contributor to these blocks, and life circumstances that happen. If there's a death in our family, someone close to us dies, the grief that comes with that is another stressor. Work, maybe we're at a job we don't enjoy. Relationships, even though we love the person, there are challenges there. So there are so many ways that stress interferes with our lives. So it also causes inflammation in the body, and inflammation, what we now know about healing and disease, is that inflammation is a big part of our difficulties. So Qigong has been known to heal these difficulties by reducing stress. It reduces inflammation. It also can reduce blood pressure. Many of us suffer from high blood pressure because of the stressors. It also can boost our immune system and reduce arthritis, of all things, anxiety, depression, back pain. It even goes as deep as our bone marrow, where we can increase our bone density by doing Qigong. I know exercise can do this as well. It improves balance and can even heal things like chronic fatigue. So these are some of the ailments that have been proven to be healed. I also had the experience of healing my own asthma with Qigong. I had just started doing the exercises, and I was really excited about it. I didn't really have necessarily any idea that it would heal anything, but after about doing Qigong for a month or so, I started to realize, I hadn't even realized it, that I wasn't using my inhaler. And I was just kind of baffled by that and really excited. And lo and behold, it's been almost a year now, and I am no longer using my inhaler. I had 2 inhalers. One was a preventative and the other was a rescue inhaler, and I was using that rescue inhaler every single day. And I'd essentially become addicted to it, and now I do still have it in my purse, but I am not using it. And when I feel a little bit of a wheeze coming on, I can just do the standing meditation that I'm going to teach you for the heart center, and that alleviates it almost immediately. So this Qigong that you're going to be learning over the course of these videos is a combination of flowing movement, gentle breath, and mindfulness. And I'm going to be talking about those in a moment when we get into the fundamentals. And I'm also going to be introducing you to a few movements today so that you can get started on this.